Latasha Morrison's Be the Bridge, Pursuing God's Heart for Racial Reconciliation, is the most popular anti-racist curriculum amongst conservative evangelicals. I want to show you something just to show you it really has shock value to it. This is Be the Bridge curriculum and Facebook group. So this is Latasha Morrison's most widely circulated. This is in so many of your conservative evangelical churches. It's in there. This is their Facebook group. Okay? Now, Thabiti Anwabili, arguably the leading social justice warrior voice in the broader evangelical sphere, has endorsed, recommended, and promoted Be the Bridge many times. Here is a picture of what it looks like when the church accepts the premises of this. This is directly from Be the Bridge's, this Christian, does this sound Christian to you? Facebook group. These are the rules for white people. Don't white-splain. Do not explain racism to a POC, which means person of color. Mm-hmm. Do not explain how the microaggression that they experience was actually just someone being nice. Do not explain how a particular injustice is more about class than race. It's an easy trap to fall into, but you can avoid it by maintaining a posture of active listening. Don't equate impact with intent. Yes, we all know your heart was in the right place and you meant well, but your words or behavior had a negative impact on those around you, and that's what matters. Oh my goodness. Apologize and do better next time. Don't demand proof of a POC's lived experience or try to counter their narrative with the experience of another POC. The experiences and opinions of POC are as diverse as its people. We cannot believe their stories, but keep in mind, just because one POC doesn't feel oppressed, that doesn't mean systemic institutional racism isn't real. Do not chastise POCs or dismiss their message because they express their grief, fear, or anger in ways you deem inappropriate. Understand that historically, we white people have silenced voices of dissent and lament with our cultural idol of niceness. Provide space for POCs to wail, cuss, and even yell at you. Jesus didn't hold back when he saw hypocrites and oppression. POCs shouldn't have to either. Don't get defensive when you are called out for any of the above. When a POC tells you that your words, your tone, your behavior are racist or oppressive or triggering, you stop. Don't try to explain yourself. Don't become passive, aggressive, or sarcastic. Don't leave in a huff. It may be, however, helpful to inconspicuously step outside, go to the restroom, and take a deep breath. Remain cognizant of the dynamics of white fragility and take note of how it usually shows up in you. This is how the rules for white people in the Facebook group, Be the Bridge, which is the book that is the most popular, widely recognized and accepted curriculum for anti-racism in the evangelical conservative church. You know something is a part of CRT if you can just simply change the words white for black and black for white and it sounds racist. That's it. Because if every time it said white, it said black, there would be a huge uproar. Yeah. What if I had a Facebook group that said, hey, listen, buddy, don't try to black-splain. I mean, that's so offensive. That is offensive to say.
So obviously racist.
So obviously racist.
Yeah.
And yet, this is what is accepted in conservative evangelical churches today. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
There is
and it is happening. And I just in researching this, I went to go to the Be the Bridge Facebook page, and I saw that 2 of my evangelical Facebook friends are following this page. Like this really is drawing people in. Really conservative evangelicals.
Conservative evangelicals. And that is why I want you to be leery of reading the magazine Christianity Today, because they have hook, line, and sinker swallowed up. CRT. In an article titled, "The Anti-Racist Curriculum White Evangelicals Need," Christianity Today said that many white people in America have begun to ask, where do I start? And listed books, articles, films, and social media platforms editors believe will help move white people toward anti-racism. If you find this odd, you probably haven't had a conversation with a Christian millennial recently. If you have, it probably involved you trying to have a biblically based theological discussion about current issues and the millennial rolling his eyes and telling you to do your homework to get more informed. That person may have even rattled off a list of sociology, political science, and history books you need to read, plus a few by Christian authors who, having read the aforementioned books, now see the issues through new lenses that either don't include, completely misinterpret, or misapply the Bible in an effort to achieve their goal. The Christianity Today list is, in many ways, a public version of that conversation. This is the list that Christianity Today suggests that every white evangelical read. The number one on that list is the book we were just talking about, the Facebook group that you just heard us speak about, Be the Bridge, Pursuing God's Heart for Racial Reconciliation by Latasha Morrison. I'm not going to go through all the books, but other books they've recommended is Rediscipling the White Church, From Cheap Diversity to True Solidarity, World Made for Whiteness, The Color of Compromise, The Truth About the American Church's Complicity in Racism. Christianity Today is promoting these. White Awake, that's White Awake, not Wide Awake. White Awake, an honest look at what it means to be white. The Souls of Black Folk. Articles by Tahisi, The Case for Reparations, and even children's resources. The Hate You Give for Children. Christianity Today is recommending books for little white kids called The Hate You Give.